Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Good morning. It is the day after and the day before the national championship game, but there's a big race today, and we're going to get into it. It is the Toyota Owners 400 at Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. And here to discuss this from a DFS perspective right here in Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets, we've got Keg on one side and we've got the Coop on the other side. Keg, good morning. What's going on in your world? How's the live show going? I think you guys won like 8,000 units last Sunday. Let's try and do it again.
Good morning. Congratulations on that Kansas win, bro. One more game to go for you. Yeah, it's been good, man. I can't complain about March. We had a 1 week stretch where it wasn't great, but 2 of the last 3 weeks, Coop and I have made at least 22 units in a race on Sunday. Last night we made 9 units on the live show. If it's a no-brainer, if you have the time to live bet, it's a no-brainer. And then on the bet side, everybody's doing well. JJ had a great NCAA tournament. Spreads closing the NBA regular season strong. Tyler's hitting 30-1 parlays like it's water out of a boat. And then we got Joey with baseball coming up. So exciting times.
Coop, do you like anything besides for NASCAR and the National Football League?
Oh, no, I like NBA, man. I like golf. I like sports in general, man. So, yeah. I can't get into that, laugh out out loud stuff and, Euro League and stuff like that. But, yeah.
What do you mean laugh out loud league? Is that the video game thing? Why do they call it laugh out loud? It's not really laugh out loud, is it?
It's League of Legends, isn't it?
What?
Isn't it like League of Legends or something?
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. League of Legends. It's not laugh out loud, Coop. Can you have some respect, please, on this?
No. It's like if you're in Discord on a night of hockey and you're just watching the Discord, the messages at the top, all you see is freaking emojis go across the screen of like apples, bananas.
You're just old as shit.
Like, what the hell is all that crap?
I can't say that to many people, but you are old as shit. I mean, because I'm an old mofo, but you are like
not going to stand for this slander against me.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that, Coop.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh,
I'm talking to you, bro. You better settle down.
LOL.
You better settle down with my guy.
The only sport we're allowed to make fun of is soccer. And by the way, I will be watching the World Cup, but there are no fans with a worse inferiority complex than soccer fans. Oh my God, these people are the worst. It's like, just relax. We'll watch your sport once every 4 years. Yes, America, England is going to be amazing. And then go back to shut the fuck up for another 4 years, okay? I'm excited about the World Cup too. It gives us something to do.
That is a strong take.
That's my take. Just soccer people. It's a great sport. It's not going to work in this country anytime soon. Every generation, even, you know what, Coop, you and me were born in the 40s. You know that ever since we were little kids, soccer is going to be the next biggest sport in the world. And it never happens. But I will say this, 2003, 2004, NASCAR had a chance to really hop up into the top 5. What happened? Because there was just a groundswell. It was such a hot sport, Coop. What happened? Why did it flame out?
I mean, I don't know exactly why. Probably had to do with money. Like most things that flame out, has to do with money. I would say that's the biggest thing. And then, the style of racing, went down with the newer car that they continued to introduce. So, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was a huge boom. I mean, you really think about it, like they used to have the Bristol night race in the Coliseum, 150,000 plus people. And it was one of the toughest tickets to get in all of sports, not just NASCAR, but all of sports. So, now you go there and it's about half full. So, we'll wait and see. But, you asked us how we're doing. How are you doing?
I'm quite hungover. I didn't know edibles could give you a hangover.
He's riding a cloud right now, Kansas.
What's that?
I said you're riding a cloud right now.
Oh, it's just been such a fun ride, these 5 games. Hopefully number 6 is here to come, and number 6 to get that win, and then we could cash some futures tickets. But last night was awesome, dude. Again,
I got Baycott and Manic At 20.
How much are you going to lose on those, buddy?
20-1 to be most outstanding player.
Baycott shit himself with fouls last night, didn't he? I don't remember. I just remember they won.
It would not be awful to see Kansas go down in flames. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, Manic is going to get shut down by Wilson. So you can take your fucking however many $1,000 you put in there, shove it up your butt, and hopefully you'll win it back today, okay?
Okay.
You and your 25 live units. Hey, buddy.
You're all about shoving stuff up the butt, man.
Yeah, it really is a theme of today. No. I won't tell you about what's going on with my girl, but whatever. We're all good. We watched Kansas last night. We got the win. Ate a shit ton of edibles in celebration. I think UNC beat Duke. I feel like I watched some of that game. I was in front of the television the whole time. There was some mild levitation. By the time I woke up this morning, I was like, get up, go to work with my boy Keg, go to work with old man Coop, and, see if he took a couple minutes out to watch Saving Private Ryan. I'm sure he didn't, though, so it doesn't matter. Keg, anything else you'd like to say before we get into this race here? Because I wanted to say one other thing. I look at this today. I'm like, I've been to the Richmond Motor Speedway. Richmond Raceway? What the hell happened here? I've been to 2 tracks, Keg and Coop. I've been to the Richmond Motor Speedway. I've been to the Kansas Speedway. There's no more Richmond Motor Speedway. What happened?
Maybe it changed ownership.
Frozen. Yeah. You see Keg, he's frozen.
I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. I don't know.
I mean, aren't you our NASCAR guy, Keg? Don't you need to know?
I feel like it's kind of always been Richmond Raceway to me, at least for a while.
Coop, is it just because I went there like 20 years ago and I remember it being that way?
It was something different.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Coop. Thanks a lot. Can we get your overall thoughts here, Coop? And by the way, like button, thumbs up on that. We're trying to get to 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Get to that. I think we're at like 8.2 something. And once we get to 10,000, Hoop said that's just going to be like a festival. We're just going to go bananas with the subscribers and even the non-subs. So anyways, Coop, what am I supposed to be expecting here on this glorious Sunday?
So this is first race of the year that's a little different than the other 6 that we've had. And what I mean by that is we have 400 laps. So it's really going to be a heavy dominator type of race. The race tends to bring out long green run flags, so we'll have to wait and see on that. That was the case in the Xfinity. That's the case that's been here before. But, with this new car, that could change things up. But, I think it's going to be like what we've seen in the past. Track position is important because, the tires wear. It becomes harder to pass once the cars get strung out. So you want that. But, it's really about dominating and getting those right dominators today.
Keg, talk to me about dominating. I want to know all about how you dominate and how you dominate today. How do we win some money, dude?
Well, I agree with Coop. I think that track position is going to be important because we haven't had a race that's had more than 5 cautions in it since 2017. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of cautions today. And I also think that, listen, since 2018, Joe Gibbs, they've had all 4 cars in the top 6 by average finish at this track. So they've been incredibly successful here. They're really good flat track drivers, and they're good short track drivers. I think we're going to learn a lot about Joe Gibbs Racing over the next 2 weeks with this race and the next one. But the big dilemma for most sports bettors this week is, what do you do, I think, with Joe Gibbs Racing, first and foremost? Do we treat Gibbs at Richmond based on how dominant they've been here, winning 8 of the last 11 races at this track? Or do you follow the speed and rate the performance of this season's probably Phoenix Race 1 above all else, and then start to look at just how these drivers do on short tracks and flat tracks in general? And for me, that decision is pretty simple. Coop and I have followed the speed since the beginning of the year, and it's been really profitable the last 3 weeks. So it's a no-brainer. I think you follow the speed, and when Gibb gets their act together will be there to capitalize, right? I will say though that they qualified pretty well, I guess. Bush won the pole, but the speed hasn't really translated all that much to the track in terms of where they finish. So, they didn't even have a car in the top 11 in green flag speed at Phoenix. They were like in that 12 to 19 range. And that's an issue for me here. So I don't know. If Joe Gibbs right here from the door, if I have to get on Gibbs today, I will. The race dictates everything you do, right? But I don't really have a car on my radar at Gibbs that I think wins the race today. I think maybe you can make an argument for Chris Bell. He's been the best car there, I think, this year. I don't know. What do you think, Coop?
Well, how do you rank the 4 Gibbs drivers?
This week or this year?
Yeah.
I would say probably Bell, Hamlin, Truex, Bush.
Why are you so low on Truex?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you take away his recent results at this track, right? I don't think he's been great.
But like, if you look at his green long run speed yesterday, he was up there, right?
Yeah, but that's another thing, right? Nobody really put down more than 20, 25 laps, which is not even remotely close to a long run at this track.
Right. But
so we don't really know.
But you would think traditionally that would favor Truex, right? Because typically the longer it is, 40, 45 laps.
I mean, I guess he was getting slower though than Larson and Blaney as the 5-lap segments went on. But I do think that, I don't know, you could be right. That's the big dilemma with it. What do you do with Gibbs today? I think is the crux of the decision.
Like, the thing that sticks out to me the most about what you just said too is there were only 9 drivers, I think, that went 25 laps or more consecutively.
Right.
This is a long run, track. So it was really surprising not to see more go longer, which tells me that there's a lot of cars out there, a lot of drivers that were not happy with their cars because they chose to go in and, take the time to fix it versus making them long runs. But it also tells me that the ones that did do the long runs, feel pretty good about the car.
Okay. So, Mr. Coop, let's start with you on the DFS side, and then we'll get to Keg's takes. On the bet side, you talked about dominators, okay? Who are the top 2 or 3 potential dominators that we want to look at, and is Ryan Blaney at the top of the list?
For me, there's really like 6 or 7 that I feel that, I want to focus on, and I want to make cores of these drivers being 2, 3s, and 4s, and mix and match them. Because, you're either going to have 2, possibly 3 dominators, in your lineups. Definitely 2. If you look at Phoenix, the other thing that stuck out there was once you got out front at Phoenix, it was hard to pass. We're on these 1.5 2 mile plus tracks. We saw a lot of passing. So, I really want to focus on, somebody who can, lead a bunch of laps. And obviously Ryan Blaney started in the pole. He led 143 at Phoenix, is in a great position to do the same thing today. And then I'm a little different than Jay. I do like Martin Truex today. I think he has a potential to win, along with Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, and Christopher Bell are the 6 to 7 that I want to focus on.
Okay, so I equate that to like the win pool, right, Coop?
Yes. And I would be extremely surprised if one of them did not win.
And the drivers that I have written down in the win pool are Blaney, Chastain, Reddick, Harvick, Logano, Larson, and Byron.
Yeah, I meant to say Larson too. Sorry.
So I don't think I'm very far off from where you're at. I kind of think if there's one car I would get behind this week at Gibbs, it would be Chris Bell. So, but you could be right. I mean, these Gibbs drivers, these big three are so good at this track and Martinsville. That's why I think we're going to learn a lot about where the Gibbs car is in the next couple weeks because of how skilled they are. One last thing before you say something. I totally agree with Coop. There were only, 3 leaders at Phoenix, Coop?
Yeah.
So clean air looks like it means a lot right now to only have 3 leaders.
On the short tracks.
On short tracks, right. So I don't know. That's something, yeah. I think track position is going to be really important. But I'm excited to hear how you're determining like how many guys you have in your lineup that you think can win a race as opposed to like place differential guys.
Well, the thing is, there's not a lot of place differential options this week. There's about 3 or 4 good ones, and 3 of the 4 are back there because they sucked in practice. So I don't know if I have a lot of confidence in them getting a lot of top 10, so to say. But I agree with you. I like Truex and I like Bell. I think for me, there's a big gap between Truex and Bell, and then Hamlin and Kyle Busch when it comes to Gibbs. But I really, like I said, I want those dominators because I think there's probably 4 or 5. Especially when we see cars get off cycle here, they can get some fast laps because it's one of those tracks. As soon as you pit, when you come out, you're going to get a fast lap. And if you do it off cycle, you're going to get quite a few.
So what are you playing, like stars and scrubs? As many dominators as you could stuff into a lineup with punts?
Yeah, but I mean, you really look at it, the pricing is loose this week, so it's really not hard to fit 4, Blaney, Truex, Logano, and Chastain in a lineup. That's pretty simple.
I will say one person that I have above everybody else today. I think that if Ryan Blaney's pit crew is flawless today, I think he wins. I think it's been the best car on the track this year, and the results are not bearing it out because he's got the 27th worst 4-tire pit crew currently in the series.
Yeah. So, and then a lot of people are also going to look at like Blaney as his track history. Well, one thing that you need to take into consideration, this is by far the fastest car he's ever had when he's arrived at Richmond.
100%. Yeah, I think that if they do right by him today, he's got a good shot.
Right. Now, you mentioned Will Byron. I have no interest in Will Byron today. He's not a long run driver, in my opinion. He qualified second, but I think he had a big advantage going out early in that qualifying because if you really look at it, when they broke it down, the A and B group, he had the 9th fastest qualifying speed originally. So I think, he drew good going out early in that final. So I don't have much interest in Will Byron today.
He was like at least top 6 in green flag speed at Phoenix. What do you think about Elliott? For me, I think this is where we're at now, Holden. We're at the point where Coop and I from the door beat everybody to Chastain and Reddick this year, right? So we've already got the best prices and cash tickets on drivers that you.
Do we just quit now since you already took it all down? It's just over, right?
You won't see that. You won't see that price for the rest of the year on those.
Okay.
But on the back end of that, the drivers that have dominated this series for the last 5 years are no longer 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1. They're all starting to go up as these kids are starting to go down. Now we have the opportunity to hit the guys that if their car is right, they're capable of winning a race, like Kevin Harvick, like Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott, like Logano. Exactly. So that's where, and I think that could be the case today because I don't think people realize how strong Kyle Larson could be today. He could be really good and just put this field away at 8.5 to 1 today.
What did you think of Bell? Real quick. You mentioned Christopher Bell, right? Is a 14 to 1 keg. You got a pre-race on him or what?
I mean, I'm not going. I said to Coop last night, I'm not going to bet any Gibbs driver pre-race, but it would not surprise me if Coop and I are getting on him at some point during the race, because I think if all falls right for him, he could win this race.
I'll have a Bell pre-race bet, but it won't be to win.
You got a pre-race? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I kind of like Bell at 3 to 1 to be the top Toyota, if I'm being honest. That's the only bet that I thought about with Chris Bell, but not the outright.
But you didn't bet it.
Right. Real quick from a DFS side too, up top is Chase Briscoe, who has been extremely strong this year. He's done, very, very good. The one thing that I've said on Briscoe all year is he has good short run speed, but he struggles on the long run. Well, he proved me wrong at Phoenix because, he led the end of that race on a long run and won it. But Richmond's a little bit different than Phoenix. We've heard some comments from him this week. He's bringing the same car that he won with at Phoenix. But, his comments were basically, I'm still struggling here. I can't get it right. I don't know what the problem is. I tell my crew, I think this is what the problem is. Let's fix it this way. They fix it, and then we get worse. So, he's still struggling to learn, this track and the long run part of it. So that's going to keep me off of Briscoe, who I think is going to get, a solid amount of ownership too.
Okay. So one more thing, Coop, would you say, I think Ryan Blaney's the best car, right? Would you say the second best car this year is Chastain or Reddick? I kind of think it's Chastain.
The second best car is sitting right behind me.
Who is that? Is that Kevin Harvick?
Yeah, but from a speed perspective, which is what I think you were talking about.
Yeah,
I would say, I would have to rate it Chastain, Reddick, Briscoe.
See, that's where I'm at too. Like, I think it's Blaney and Chastain, and then a little peg down to Reddick in terms of the car speed. But I just think Tyler Reddick's a better driver.
Right. But I mean, if you look at today, I would not put Reddick and Briscoe in my top 5.
So are you attacking the mid-tier today? Or the dominators?
I want to fill in with some place differential drivers. Like, obviously Kyle Larson has nice upside. Starting 21st, he can get place differential points for you. He can also get, dominator points for you. So he has a very high upside. If he only finishes 5th and doesn't get any down points, he's going to pay off for you. But in that aspect, if there are like a couple of other drivers that earn some dominator points, they're more than likely going to outscore him. So if you're playing Larson, you really want to play him in a lineup that you feel are going to be heavily dominated by 2 drivers. And, maybe a third one that you could pair him with to be that third dominator. But, if he does get the dominator points, then all that's out. He's going to be a huge play. So, yeah, I'll have a lot of Larson. But then you have the other 3, Bowman, Austin Dillon, and Kurt Busch. And, last week I said, William Byron was my most disappointing driver in practice. Yesterday, that award goes to Austin Dillon. Dillon's gotten 5 out of the last 6 races here, top 10s. A couple of years ago, he led 50-plus laps. He finished 2nd. If you look at Phoenix earlier this year, he had top 10 speed. And I don't know what Richard Childress did yesterday with their cars, him and Reddick, but whatever they did, it did not work because both of them were extremely slow. So I'm not going to, fade Dillon by any means, but I'm not nearly as high on him as I was before. Bowman is just inconsistent. Great driver, love the guy. But, he could finish 1st or 2nd. He could finish 14th or 15th. I think that 14th to 15th is probably what we're going to see today. Richmond's not a great track for him. And then Kurt Busch too. I think with those three, a lot of people are going to play all three of them together or two of the three together in GPPs. And I want to go the route of playing one of them. And then I'll have a few lineups that don't have any of them because, again, they're back there because they were slow. It's a tough track to pass on, I think the big thing that is going to help Austin Dillon, too, is he has one of the better pit crews so far this year, which, could help him. But I want to play each one of them individually.
What were the three? Austin Dillon and who were the other two?
Bowman and Kurt Busch.
All right, so Holden, Maddie in the chat is talking about what's going on with Coop blowing Harvick. So here's the deal. Coop's on record by saying that Harvick will never win another race, right? He said that last year. He thought he hit the wall, but this week, because he's good in this 570 horsepower package, and he had the third top green flag speed at Phoenix, and he's got the second best average finish at this 670 package. So Coop's now all of a sudden on the Harvick train this week now. But he does not deserve to be there because he's destroyed him for a year straight. I'm just saying.
I have put the man in his grave, but he's coming back like the Undertaker today.
Look out.
All right, boys. Stone Cold Steve Austin, by the way, speaking of wrestling, came back to promote his beer.
Did you watch it?
That was amazing.
It was amazing.
I know it was on. I just don't remember exactly what happened, except that there was Steve Austin and beer.
Yeah, he drank a legit 12-pack.
Yeah, because by the time it was halftime of UNC and Duke, I didn't even know what planet I was on. But I remember that there was Stone Cold Steve Austin on my TV at some point in time. I saw it. It really did happen, right?
Yeah, it happened.
Okay, good. It's good to know. Like button, subscribe. That's the first thing. Second thing, we've got a lot of things I got to promote here, and I'm happy to do it. We got a NBA Hardwood show today at 3:45 Eastern. Titletown's going to hop on there with JT Hayes and Gary. So if you're into the NBA or you're just watched during the playoffs or you just want to make some money, I would say last year, one of the top three most profitable things that we did here at Rumpier Sports on the DFS side was the NBA playoffs, because whatever zone Tony's in when it comes to Showdown, he was just in it the whole time. You don't even need to know much about the NBA. Just know a little bit about roster construction. So Tony's been killing that. The whole team's been killing that. It's Masters week. We're going to find out, I guess, a game day decision for Tiger Woods. But tomorrow at 2 Eastern, three of my guys here, Hoop, AP, and Tambo, are going to give you the Masters first look. Tuesday night, we have our Strokes Gain show. I mean, there's so much Masters going on. Snyder, AP, Hoop. We'll have Tambo, Uncle T, Big T on the Pin Seekers. We'll do the showdown. If you are into golf, or golf as we call it here, and you play Showdown or you just play anything, you're playing the Masters, I cannot recommend more tuning into our golf team, because that's probably been our most profitable on the DFS side. So a couple really big things coming up this week, and Major League Baseball.
100%.
11 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday, me, Title, and DC will get our baseball coverage rolling. So I'm excited about that. Opening day is this week, and that's why I need to get out there. But if you're into betting, let's say you just want to bet a whole bunch of NBA playoffs or baseball. Joey Work is on his way back as well with baseball coming up. Keg, how do they get in on your live shows?
Yeah, so if you want to become a Bets member, use the promo code BETS25 off. It'll get you 25% off the first week or month. It's about $60 a month. Long-term profitable. We cover every sport, and it's been great. So I encourage everybody to check that out. Joey made 35 units in baseball last year. So
that was it? Just 35 units?
And then the live show, if you have the free time, it's worth the $10 a week for the ROI that you get, especially the 9 months of the NASCAR season. So, you can go to the website and just click the Keg Live package, and you could sign up there.
I continue to say this, if you want to build a bankroll, NASCAR is the way to do it.
Not on your own.
If you're listening to this show All right. And this is no disrespect to Joey whatsoever, man. All right. He's great at what he does. But he grinded the whole year, 162 games, and he won 35 units. In the last 2 weeks, Keg and I beat that alone. So, like, if you want to build the bankroll, man, NASCAR is the way to go.
What's crazy is that, like, Joey's one of the best out there in the space. And he made like 40, 45 units grinding a whole year, 35 units. It's a lot of time that he put in to get there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that NASCAR is the softest betting market in sports right now, but it gets tighter every week, but we got you covered.
Right, but it's getting tighter every week. But man, there's areas to attack, and then also, like you said, as long as these young kids keep winning, it's going to keep the numbers out there to make it, good.
Yep.
But anyways, back to the DFS piece, man. We got the middle range drivers who are looking to finish well, man, and this is a tough range for me. I could rank these drivers like 5, 6, 7 different ways. One morning I could wake up and rank them this way, the next day this way. So there's a lot of up and down with these drivers. Chase Elliott, pretty good here usually. I have some concerns with him. His long speed run was not good yesterday. Ricky Stenhouse was faster than him. Landon Castle wasn't far behind him. Could it change? Yes. But, I need some dominator points for him. So I'm likely out on him. Then you have Eric Amarola, great short track racer, great flat track racer. I think he has outside top 5 potential, but I don't think he has much dominator potential. I will have a little bit of him, to play just in case the race goes weird and he finishes well. The two that
what do you think about Dinger this week? I think he's going to run better than people think.
Yeah, he's a value play. I do like AJ Dinger. Don't look to expect to get the Dinger that you had last week. He doesn't have top 10 upside, but I do think he has top 20 upside. And he was one of the better cars as the run got longer. So I'll definitely have some of him. Back to the middle piece, the 2 drivers that I didn't expect myself to be on at the beginning of this week that I'm going to end up on, and, I just may be stupid for doing it, is Austin Cindric and Brad Keselowski. The prices make them playable. After Daytona, Cindric's been horrible, but he's starting 20th. He had good long run speed yesterday, which is fine. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him. So I think, he could etch out a top 10 or be right around in that ballpark. Keselowski, I think, could get into the top 15. He's good here. It's just a matter of if you can get the car to be as good as what he is here. So I think both of them are good lower owned.
Are you concerned that he was 30th in green flag run speed at Phoenix?
Well, yes, I am. But I think, I'm just willing to take that chance. I'm not going to go crazy on him. It's like I said, crazy things happen, in NASCAR. And, if you look at it, Brad Keselowski, who's traditionally a horrible, horrible, horrible road track racer, I think ended up being on an optimal lineup last week because he backdoored a top 15 finish. So I'm looking at it from that perspective.
Okay.
Something crazy that could happen.
All right. So, Coop, let's stick with the DFS side of things here. Talk to me about this middle tier. Again, I can't get off this Christopher Bell thing. I'm all excited. You guys were talking about Bell, especially Keg, but about the middle tier, how do you want to attack this thing?
He's a risky play in DFS.
Yeah.
His price is what is hurting him. He's going to have to get some dominator points some way, somehow, because I think there's going to be enough drivers who do get it at his price and above that if he doesn't, he could still finish 4th or 5th without dominator points and not pay off for you. So I think the key to him is to have some dominator points. I'm going to have some, but, I'm not going to go out and, play like 40, 45% of them. He's just one of them drivers I feel who could, get a good finish, but not really pay off for you.
Not going to pay off for you. All right, give me a couple other names here, buddy, because I got your whole playbook up here. It's
Daniel
just
Suarez, I think, is in that middle tier too. I think
7-3 and 7-8. Okay,
a lot of people are on him. I'm going to back off of Suarez this week solely because I don't see the consistency in him that I see in Chastain. He's not as good on these. He had some good runs when he was with Joe Gibbs Racing. He could surprise, but again, I don't see the top 10 upside for him. I could see him finishing 12th, 13th, 14th to 16th, somewhere in that ballpark.
A Keg Cindric hasn't been great. Do you see him having a nice day today?
Yeah, you know what's weird is that I'm high on Logano today and Blaney, and they're Penske cars. So I guess you would think that's going to translate over to the 2 team, but I don't know, man. He has not been that good recently. So I think I'll probably pass on Austin Cindric this week and focus on the 2 guys that I think could win at Penske, which would be Blaney and Logano.
Okay. We'll take a break one more time. We got a big chunk of drivers to continue to talk about, but like button would be great. Subscribe to Run Pure Sports and the Run Pure Bets YouTube account. You see our screen right there, bottom right-hand corner, little red sideways triangle there, that red box. Hit that, you'll subscribe, and you'll get notifications whenever we're on. Look at that. We just picked up 100 subs here over the last day, so that's great to hear. Were you going to say something there, Kegger? Or was I hearing things again?
No,
you weren't going to say anything. I just want your best pre-race bet. That's basically why I'm doing this show this morning. I just want to win money. So you guys tell me.
Best pre-race bet is already off the board.
It's done?
Done. It's gone.
Done.
I'd still bet it, though.
You know what's crazy, man, is that the prices that we hit last week, Kush, that 14 to 1, 12 to 1, 10 to 1, those same drivers for the same bet this week are all 5 to 1.
5 to 1.
Yeah, instead of 14 and 12.
All right, we don't want that. We don't want any of that garbage.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think I know this season has been dominated by the kids under 30 this year. I got a feeling that somebody that we've seen win a lot of races before is going to win today's race. It just feels that way to me.
Okay.
So yeah, top 10 scoop. I didn't see anything I liked. Did you?
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the top 5 market. I would say if you can't live bet and you have like a local book, but you want to take a shot on the race, I think that I would say I would go with Blaney as the outright. I think he's gonna win. But if you can live bet, then I would obviously hold off until you can get something live. But yeah, one matchup I liked is and Coop is higher on Truex than I am, but I think that Kyle Larson at a coin flip against Martin Truex Jr. today is appealing to me at -108 because I think that he's going to be better than Martin Truex today. And another thing with the pricing, Coop, did you see for the first time in 2.5 years, Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott have both been plus 250 in a group?
Yep. So I think when we get to the bet show, we're going to have a little bit of disagreement on some things. So we'll have to wait and see.
All right, Coop.
Why don't you do that, Coop? Why don't you just get into it?
No, we'll wait.
How long do we have to wait? How long do we have to wait, Coop?
20 minutes.
The bet side show immediately following this show.
Go to the bets. So you guys got a bet side show.
Yeah.
Right? Immediately.
Oh, by the way, the NASCAR Kegcast today is free and open to the public. It'll be on the Run Pure Bets YouTube channel.
Oh,
free.
That's big news. Free show today.
Yeah, come, crush, and then subscribe. That's what I'm hoping.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it'll be free today at 3:00 on the Run Pure Bets YouTube channel, and then at about 12:15 we'll be live on the bet side for a half hour talking the bets.
Well, that's just wonderful. Coop, you'll be there today?
Yes, sir.
It'd be wonderful to see you. You must have so many amazing tales of ribaldry that you share on that show. Just must be amazing. Yeah? No, that's going to be a no ski for you. Okay, let's let's wrap this thing up and look down a little bit lower there. Keg always likes to say key value town drivers and key fade drivers. Give me a value guy you like in DFS, maybe a couple of those guys, and why are you fading William Byron?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you would be Coop, right?
You are the DFS guy.
So Ty Dillon, obviously, he's going to be the chalk down here. He's in a good starting position to gain some place differential points, and his price is cheap. So I would expect him to be by far the most popular driver down here. The thing is, he hasn't been very good at Richmond, and again, the reason he's starting back there was he wasn't very good again yesterday. So, I think there's more risk involved in this play than what it looks like on paper. He's done very well this year, getting 5 out of 6 top 20s. But a lot of them tracks were where he was more favorable. Plus, there was more attrition, which helped him out tremendously. So, I'm going to be cautious on how much Ty Dillon I have. The other ones down there, Ricky Stenhouse, he's had several top 20s here. He had very good long run speed compared to the cars that he's up against down here. And I think he's a great pivot off of Ty Dillon. I think that, he's not going to get the ownership that he probably deserves because people just don't like to play him. You have AJ Allmendinger, which we already talked about. I like Todd Gilliland. I think is a solid pivot off of Ty Dillon too. He's a lot more risky. He's starting a lot farther up, but he did well out on the West Coast. He does well on the flat tracks. I don't know if it'll translate here to Richmond because it hasn't before. So I would cautiously play him. The one driver that's really interesting down here is Justin Haley. He's going to end up 1 to 2 laps down at the very beginning of the race because he failed the pre-race inspections. So he has to do a pass through. If we get a quick caution, he'll get that lap back. But like we said, we see a lot of green flag runs here that are long. So there's a chance that he might not. I think, at worst, he's starting 37th, so he has 36th. He has all the upside. And I think a lot of people are going to, stay away from him. You're going to see a lot of cars go laps down here, and I think he's going to be faster than those cars. So, does he have top 20 upside? Yes, he does, if he can get that lap back quickly. Does he have top 25 upside? If he doesn't, I think he still does because he was very good here in Xfinity. He's had a good piece of equipment all year long, so he should be able to pass some of those slower back runners. So if you're playing, 1 or 2 lineups, I can see the reason of not playing him. But if you're playing a bunch of lineups, I think you're crazy if you don't have a little bit of Justin Haley.
Okay, so Keg, we're talking about all these longer shot guys and key fades. I mean, can you take a stab on Dillon or Stenhouse or Burton, Haley, Bubba Wallace? Any of these guys interest you whatsoever in long shots?
Yeah, there is one matchup that a friend of mine asked me about. He wanted my opinion on. I couldn't find it anywhere, but your local might have it, or your offshore. I like Ricky Stenhouse at plus 150 against Chris Buescher because I think Chris Buescher probably struggles today.
I give you a better one.
What?
Whoa.
Go ahead. Keep talking about Buescher.
I think he's going to struggle today. So I what do you think about that, Coop? Stenhouse plus 150 in a heads-up matchup, I mean, maybe Busher should be the favorite, but that's absurd, that price.
If I was going to do that, I would go all in on it because I agree with you. There's a matchup on MGM that has Chris Busher and Bubba Wallace. I think they're like 270s, 280s. Yeah. And they're up against Stenhouse and Justin Haley. And I would take Stenhouse in that. I think you can get him at 290. Between
280 and 270 on Bubba and Stenhouse.
Yeah, I would just take Stenhouse because Bubba and Busher have one top 10 and 14 races here combined.
I don't mind
top 10, top 20.
I don't mind that at all.
So I would take Ricky Stenhouse. And then, if you're not comfortable with Ricky Stenhouse, just put Justin Haley in there too. He's a lot more risky. But if you put the two together, I feel confident that one of the two will beat.
I will say, from a betting perspective, this week, like last week, we were the most heavily invested in a pre-race on pre-race bets in for me probably 4 years. So like we gave out those winners here on the show last week, but this week I think it's much harder because some of the drivers that you want to back on these props, they're starting to squeeze the value out of now. So I think that I think it's a little tough this week.
I have a lot this week, as much as last week.
You bet as much this week as last week?
I don't know as much, but a lot more than what we had in the past. I mean, last week I think we were like 10 units ahead in pre-race betting. Which we usually end up like 1 or 2 units we bet. Race.
All right, real quick.
I can see myself going 6 to 7.
Coop Jr. has a question for you. I got to remember to get this. How do you approach Alex Bowman chalk in 20 max?
I would probably be underweight on him. I think he's going to finish around 14th, 15th, somewhere in that ballpark. I think a lot of it comes down to how you play him in lineup construction. If you're going to play that Bowman, he's like your 4th piece in there, and then you better have 3 other dominators. Or you're going to play him and hope that, there's really 2 strong dominators, like I was saying with Kyle Larson before. And, his place differential points overtake the other dominators, the 3rd and 4th.
Okay. Is there a competition caution today?
Not that I've heard.
What the first stage is, how many laps?
70.
They won't have to pit then.
No.
Because I just got stage 1 props. We'll talk about that on the betting side.
Ooh, okay. So we're going to need the best bet. We're going to need your play of the day, Coop. I want to remind everybody, though, this is big. Keg's doing his Kegcast for free today. So pump it up, buddy. Make it as sexy as possible because you're missing out money if you're not tuning into the show.
We're going to try to crush. Hopefully, it would have been great if last week's show was free. I think we would have had a bunch of people sign up. But yeah, subscribers are fat and happy. We did really well in March. Started April up 9 units yesterday. So everybody come and hang out. Run Pure Bets YouTube channel. 3 o'clock. Me. It's Coop. It's the boys. We're going to make some money.
Okay. Coop, anything that you would like to say about your life or anything you want to share with people out there so they get to know you better?
Oh,
we're all good, man.
If I was going to throw like a little freebie out there, I kind of think that Kyle Larson has a chance to be the best Chevy today. At plus 370.
Now we're getting closer.
At plus 375, I don't mind it. I got to check the other books to see if I
What book is that at?
That is that's at BetMGM.
Yeah.
Let me see what they have.
Larson best Chevy is what you're saying.
Yeah, 380 at DK.
Plus 380 at DK. I think that we are going to see the Kyle Larson from last year today. So I think he's going to be real good. So I am going to bet. So I'll have him. I'll probably have a couple other guys too, maybe, but I'll have him at plus 380.
Larson best Chevy.
Top Chevy plus 3.
Top Chevy, excuse me. Top Chevy.
And to put it in perspective, that number last year was as low as plus 170. So I mean, that's a good price compared to what we've seen on him the last couple of years.
Okay, good. I like to see it. Coop, what's your favorite DFS play today, my friend?
The guy sitting behind me, man, Kevin Hart.
You can elaborate on that. You can just give his name too. That's fine. I'll move on, but you can elaborate if you'd like.
I mean, look, the guy, Keg's already elaborated on him, man.
I want you to elaborate.
On these 570 horsepower package races this year, there's been 4 of them. He has the second best average finish. Look at his pit team on the same tracks. He has the second best pit team. He had top 3 speed at the Phoenix Raceway. And then, he's solid here. So, Kevin's going to come up like the Undertaker, where he struggled the last year and a little bit more, and he's going to get the job done today.
All right, boys, let's wrap this thing up. I want to remind everybody, hit the like button on your way out. That would be great. Mikey's here. Somebody's saying in the chat, Mikey's here. I don't see. Mikey was supposed to be on the show.
Mikey said he might come hang out on the CatCast today.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mikey was supposed to be on the show according to the YouTube channel, but
good luck, bro.
I mean, what a donkey that guy is. Gavin's betting on Kansas State college baseball. I mean, this place is really something else. It really is. Just, I don't like the word degenerate, but we're really starting to move toward that territory. And then when you win, you can feel good about being a degenerate. So that's wonderful as well. Like button, make sure you subscribe to the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. Bottom right-hand corner is that little square with a sideways triangle. It's red. Run Pure Bets YouTube channel too while you're at it. Coop, we've got a lot going on the DFS side. Masters is coming up this week. Can you give us a real quick taste of what we can expect Masters week here? Because again, this might be our best sport at RPS is golf.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have an article coming out tomorrow night on the Masters. AP is going to have an article coming out today, I believe, and Robert Records is going to have one coming out Tuesday, plus all the shows that you mentioned. We'll have our tiers, we'll have our cores up. The Discord will be, lit, asking all kinds of questions in there. So, there's going to be a huge amount of content. And then Snyder will have the showdowns every night, and then there'll be showdown, videos every night too. So, just a lot going on with the Masters.
Beautiful stuff. And do we have Keg back? Keg, anything you'd like to say before we go? I guess your best bet was Larson, right? Best top Chevy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that bet. Okay. I will be light pre-race. Everybody come and hang out, watch the live show, 3:00, Run Pure Bets YouTube.
All right, it's pretty simple. Simon, thank you so much for running this. Coop, just thank you for being handsome. Keg, wonderful to be in your presence today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm going to go bye-bye, try and get a nap and recover. And then tomorrow night, you know what? Tomorrow, I think me and Big T, maybe Stevie and Kurt will go do a showdown for the national championship game too. That'll be a lot of fun, profitable. Let's go win some money doing that. For Keg, for Coop. And next Sunday, a baseball starts. So we'll be doing baseball shows Sundays going forward. You'll still have the live NASCAR shows. Simon, I'm Holden. Get us out of here.